our new character. This is a different rig than our short, stubby character that we did last time, which honestly was having a hard time with animating the feet. It was not collaborating. So wanted to work with something a little bit easier and something that we can go pretty quickly with. All right, so today we're just doing walking cycles. So we're gonna go up to 60 frames here. And so we're just gonna do a simple walk cycle. So one of the first things you wanna do is work on basically, we're going to work on the mechanics of the body. So when you're walking, when you're stepping out, you're going to go into a lower position. And then when you go into kind of a mid position, you're going to be at your highest. So your head's going to kind of bobble up and down during this walk cycle. So you're going to learn that. You're also going to learn that with the run cycle. That's a little bit more higher. Also, there's different type of cadence in your walking. So right here, we're just going to go ahead and I'm going to pull this up high. And I'm going to go to 30, keep that high, and I'm going to go to the midpoint here at 15. And I'm going to pull this below the ground. So it's a little bit of a bend. You can see everything's kind of naturally bending. So 45 is the midpoint. Also, we're going to go ahead and pull this down. All right. So if we hit play, you'll see kind of this over-exaggerated head movement or body movement. All right, so it's just hopping up and down. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and start trying to animate this a little bit. So I'm gonna go in my perspective. You can go to your left view if you want. I'm just gonna keep it here. So we've kind of got a high point here, and we're gonna go ahead and select one of these legs here, and you can grab that. And also this is a toe, which is an E, which is a rotate, so we can get more of a flat foot. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead, hit S here, and S here. All right, and then at our midpoint, right at 15, I'm gonna go ahead and hit W. Not W, I'm gonna grab that sole here and I'm gonna move it forward. All right, and it's hard to see, you'll definitely wanna go to your side view to make sure, but we're just trying to get some keyframes for now. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and keyframe that. So if, oops, let's go back, sorry about that. Let's go ahead and key out our foot here, I'm sorry. Should have done that really quickly. So we've got S, we've got 30S and S. All right, so that way our foot's keyframed. I was just doing the up and bottom of the foot. So we're just gonna go ahead and kick this out, S. All right, so I'm gonna see it kind of a slip and a drag. And then we're gonna go ahead and pull this back. All right. So you can see this kind of a bad moonwalk right now, but we're just gonna keep working on that. All right, so as we get to our midpoint here, we can also start working on animation. So just instead of a tiptoe right to here, we're gonna go ahead and hit S and hit that E, flatten it down. Okay, flatten it down. This should be a little bit flat, except we've got way too much height here. So we're gonna go ahead and hit W. All right. So we got way high up here too. I think we went way too high here. All right, so this is made to change. All right, probably way too low here. All right, we gotta walk through. And we got another low point. All right, and then right here, we probably want to trigger this toe up. All right, hit S. All right. Okay, again, way too high here. We're gonna go ahead and pull that down, like so. All right, so we can go ahead and hit play. So we can have some of a start of a really bad walk cycle. All right, so now we're gonna do the opposite on the other foot. All right, again, this is really quickly, we wanna spend all day on this nuancing this, but we're gonna just work on this. All right, so I've got this selected, this bottom, and I'm gonna hit S, 30S, 60S. All right, and so we're basically go to 15, and we're doing the opposite of the other leg. All right, so got this selected and hit W. I'm gonna pull this back. All right, this is at our low point again. And then right here, I'm gonna go back here, go ahead and select this, hit S, and then right here, I'm gonna go ahead and hit E and rotate a little bit of a bend. All right, so we have a little bit of a bend. We should have our midpoint here, 30. I'm gonna go ahead and flatten it down. All right, a little bit of an arch there. And then we're gonna go to 45. And this should be, this guy right here should be all the way forward, S, and then gonna give it a little bit of a bend here. Gonna go 45 here, do a keyframe for this front, which is an E, rotate, S. Go ahead and start sliding it so it looks like it's a little bit of a movement. All right, so you're going to be doing a lot of studying on if this is correct or if this isn't. So I think that is totally wrong. So we'll go ahead and flatten that out. All right, so a little bit of a toe point. All right, so I might actually go back and remove that. All right, just want a little bit of toe point. Probably should bring a little bit of a toe point as it's scuffling forward. All right. All right, you guys will start working with this on the graph editor probably on Monday or Thursday. All right, so we'll just go ahead and hit play. Let's see how bad our walk cycle is. So we have a little bit of a glitch here on that back leg, but basically it looks like it's moonwalking. So this is pretty good for a start. We're just going to do 1 through 60. We're going to get better and better at. We're going to start looking at some film and some other studies on how to do that. So one of the things that we want to do is go ahead and bring down our arms. I'm going to go ahead and hit S. Oops. Go ahead and hit S, and I'm going to go ahead, bring this down. Ah, not the body. Bring down this. All right, so we're going to keep it very, very, very simple for the get-go. All right, so let's go ahead and grab this arm. And we're going to keyframe it here. We're going to keyframe it at our 30s first and the 60s. We're going to keep it very, very simple. So what happens with your arm, you're going to do opposite. So with this leg coming out, it doesn't go forward with that leg. It goes opposite. It follows your other side of the leg. All right, so we're just going to keep this simple. We're going to move this back. S, going to go to 45. Keep it simple. S. All right, so we got a little bit of a walk cycle here. And we're going to do that with the other side of the arm. All right. So we're going to hit S, 30, S, S, and then at 15, we're going to do opposite of that other, oops. It's not selecting. All right. For some reason it didn't keyframe correctly. Let's rinse and repeat. All right, I'll pull this arm forward. All right, at my 45, pull it back. All right, so if we hit play, this is going to be really bad. We don't have any cleanup. See a lot of cracking of the legs, but we can see a little bit of movement. All right, one last thing. This is a 10-minute warm-up for you guys. You guys will start working on other animations, but we also want to do little head bubbles. All right. All right, and they're just bouncing forward on each of these steps. All right, so keyframed them. Okay, see a little bit of head movement. All right, now that back is pretty stiff too, so we would probably want to work on that. All right, so basically that's all I want you guys to do. Kind of be aware of what's going on, what is going wrong with this. So we've got these things are popping too hard. So basically keyframe in between, make sure these are nice and smooth. We can also work on the arm here. This is another pivot point that we could work on. So let's go ahead and do that really quickly since we have a little bit of time. If your rotation thing is way too big, you can hit Command or Option or Control, well, Command plus. Should make that smaller and bigger. Let's hit that again. E. Well, there's a way of making that bigger and smaller, but it's not doing anything. All right, so I've got it selected. I'm gonna hit S's throughout here. We're gonna keep them straight. And then at my 15, we're gonna go ahead and pinch this forward. All right, and then probably just bend it just a little bit so it has a little bit of movement. All right, it's basically that forward roll that we want it to bend. On your way back, it probably shouldn't do anything exciting. S, 30 S, S, and we'll go to 15, and go just a little bit of a bend, S, and then we'll go here and bend it really forward, S. All right. All right, so we hit play. All right. Really, really bad walk cycle. But for 10 minutes, I just want you guys to kind of go through 60 frames, and we're going to go from there to maybe a second and a third version of this, get it better and better with each cycle. All right, so that is 5-minute walk cycle, but hopefully you guys will do a lot better with the animation.